It's game time.
Welcome to a Saturday afternoon matinee of Lady Eagles basketball. We're coming to you live from the Arlen R. Horton Sports Center Arena. Hello, I'm Noah Frary, joined today by former Lady Eagle, Jessica Boyd. Jessica, today in this game, we get to see one of the hottest teams in the country, the Lady Eagles from Pensacola Christian.
Yeah, really looking forward to this group. They're ranked number 3 in the NCCAA right now, looking for a good matchup against Judson College. We've got Sandy McElhaney coming off of a 1,000-point joining to our club and looking forward to see what they bring today.
Jessica, one of the last members of that club, and Sandy joining last night. We'll take a moment now to meet the Lady Eagles, and we'll be back to talk a little bit more about this game in just a little while. And we're back here inside the Arlen R. Horton Sports Center Arena as we continue our countdown to tip-off. I'm Noah Frary, joined alongside today by former Lady Eagle Jess Boyd. Jess, we saw a great performance out of the Lady Eagles last night, a historic performance for Sandy McElhaney, but ultimately a big South Region victory for the Lady Eagles.
Yeah, that was a great matchup there last night against Trinity Baptist. The ladies came out strong and they were able to hold on to that intense pace throughout the entire game, giving them the close off there at the end.
Jess, we saw Sandy and Lauren go for a combined 56 points in last night's contest. It's going to be hard to beat this Lady Eagles basketball team if those two are doing their thing.
When those two are on fire, they're rallying the team behind them too. They're scoring and they're creating opportunities for other people as well. But we also saw a big historical night too for Sandy McElhaney last night.
And we've got a chance for another one today. Lauren Alvarez needing just 36 to go over 1,000 herself. We'll see if she could do that. She would have to break the points in a game record and get over 1,000 in one game. So we'll see if we get an exciting contest in this one.
I'm hoping we do.
We're going to throw it back down to the court now as we get ready. Prayer, starting lineups, national anthem coming up next, and we'll be back just in time for the tip-off.
College Eagles. Today's game is between the PCC Lady Eagles and Judson College. The National Christian College Athletic Association is committed to the true spirit of competition and upholding the four core values of the game plan for life: love, integrity, faith, and excellence. We ask that each participant, official, and spectator join us in exhibiting these Christ-like characteristics and help create a positive environment in which to enjoy today's competition. At this time, please stand for prayer. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day, and we thank you for the gift of health. We pray for the safety of the players, and may everything be done bring you glory. In Christ Jesus' name, amen. Please remain standing for the national anthem. Today's sports medicine coverage is provided by the Andrews Institute in Baptist Healthcare, the official sports medicine provider for Pensacola Christian College. Starting today for Judson College, number 1, Sakura Tate. Number 2, Annie Sparks. Number 4, Coco Brooks. Number 31, Tamoya Brownlee. Number 32, Shelly Belly. Judson is led by Coach Bridget Goodnight. And now your Pensacola Christian College Lady Eagles. Starting with your Eagles, a junior from Athens, Tennessee, number 2, Sandy McElhaney. A junior from Jacksonville, Florida, number 5, Lauren Alvarez. the senior from Chattanooga, Tennessee, number 12, Hope Baker. A freshman from Mendenhall, Mississippi, number 13, Alyssa Brewer. And a freshman from Mansfield, Ohio, number 14, Jenna Wolford. The Lady Eagles are led by Coach Jared Sellers, with assistant coaches Heather Sellers and Adrian Wilson. Officiating for today's game are Sherry Taylor, Steve Berrigan, and Chip Bose.
And we're back here inside the R. Horton Sports Center Arena. All we need left is the tip-off. Take a moment now to go over the starting lineups for both teams. For the visitors, it's Sakura Tate, Annie Sparks, Coco Brooks here for Pensacola, Tamoya Brownlee, and Shelly Bailey. And for the Lady Eagles, you're used to this group. They've started together a lot of times this season. You got Jenna Wolford, Sandy McElhaney, Lauren Alvarez, Alyssa Brewer, and Hope Baker. It'll be Brownlee versus McElhaney for the tip. And the Lady Eagles able to control it. Alvarez misses her opening layup, and we've got a quick foul. Jess, that got started quickly.
It did, and it looked like there was a lot of contact there going to the basket, but she was able to get there and get the call on the second look to go up.
It'll be the first foul on Annie Sparks in this basketball game, and it puts Alvarez at the free throw line. She sinks the first on the season. The junior shooting 73% from the line, and she gets an early 2 points. Just we mentioned in this contest she would need 36 to go over 1,000, and a good start, 2 points in, just 9 seconds in.
Last night, Alvarez had a great offensive night as well, scoring 30 points for the Lady Eagles. If she's able to keep up that pace for tonight as well, hopefully we'll see her get that accomplishment.
Bailey's runner off the mark, and the Lady Eagles quickly the other way. It was McElhaney's night last night, but she'll miss her first shot here in the basketball game. Jess, you talked about the performance of Alvarez, and it nearly got overshadowed last night with Sandy McElhaney getting over 1,000 in that game, but a lot of people don't remember. Lauren finished that contest with 30 points last night and nearly had a 30-20 game.
Right, Alvarez was the leading scorer for the Lady Eagles. It was Sandy's night to shine there with her 1,000th point, so hopefully we'll see Alvarez. It would be nice to see her get that tonight or draw herself just a little bit closer to it.
We've never had two teammates who have been this close to it on the same timing. A three-pointer right there. That one by Sparks. She gets going here early on, and Judson College with an early lead. The air ball right there, and it was Bailey who tried to chase it down, but she stepped out of bounds. 3-2 in favor of Judson College. Still early here as we've just gotten underway. If you're tuned in today, we want to thank you for taking some time out of your Saturday afternoon to tune in and watch a good basketball game. Here's Baker now looking for an early three-pointer, and she gets it to go. Jess, we saw her do that last night to get a couple early shots to go, but it looked like she may have slightly re-injured that finger later in the game, and it kind of threw her off towards the end.
I was talking to her a little bit before the game, seeing what she was going to give me because she likes to take those charges, and she seemed like she was still a little bothered by it and trying to hold back on what she was going to give just to protect it a little bit, but she sinks one right there to get us started.
Sparks up to 5 points now. Here's Alvarez from straight away, and she'll knock it down. Lauren Alvarez an early 5 points in this contest. And the Lady Eagles regain the lead. They lead by 3.
Last night it seemed that the Lady Eagles were given a majority of the time a man look on defense, but they've showed tonight that even with this zone offense there, that with its own defense, that they're looking to get the ball to the middle and to pass it out.
Bailey got the three-pointer to go. Now on the other end, out of bounds off of Judson College, and it will be Pensacola Christian basketball with the score tied. 7:29 remaining here in quarter number 1. 8-8 is the score. Here's Wolford from straight away. That one rimming out. Eight to 8, 7:02 remaining. It's Judson College basketball. Judson College hitting a couple early three-pointers in this game. A big reason why this one is tied here early on. Here's Brewer ahead of the pack. Gets it to go. Lady Eagles picking up right where they left off last night.
Good take there by Alyssa Brewer. She had Sandy McElhaney on the left side to dish it off to, but smart decision there to get them right into their press.
Bailey gets the runner to go. She's up to 5. Her and Sparks doing a majority of the scoring in this contest. The score tied at 10.
Noah, Judson is one of those groups where they have grown a lot over the past couple of years, and if you give them the opportunity, they're going to stay right here in this ball game with the Lady Eagles.
I talked with head coach Reed Sutton for Faulkner on Tuesday night, the opponent for the Lady Eagles. They had just played Judson College, and he opined that he felt like this team was a lot better basketball team. We've slowly seen them improve over the last couple of years behind Coach Goodnight over there on the Judson College bench, and these games have gotten closer and closer here between the Eagles and Judson College. Alvarez left open. That's going to be a two-pointer, but it a bit too strong from the junior guard. They kick it out. Foot on the line as Sakura Tate gets her first bucket of the ball game, and Judson regaining the lead. Baker drives, gives it back to McElhaney, who's looking for her first three-pointer, and she gets one to go right there.
Good find there by Hope Baker. She saw the space, she got it to McElhaney, her feet was set. Clutch finish by her.
Bailey left open now. Her three-pointer this time is short. We've seen the Lady Eagles this season. They love to get into this run-and-gun style of offense. They get the rebounds and they get up court so quickly, Jess.
Well, that is one of their advantages. They do have a smaller group of girls. Not a lot of height with this Lady Eagles team. So if they can use that speed to their advantage, I think that's what makes them so successful to get up and down the court.
That foul was on Brooks. It'll be her first and the second on Judson College. It will put Alyssa Brewer at the free throw line, who's as good as it gets from the charity stripe this season, shooting 84% from the charity stripe. Brewer, though, goes just 1 of 2 on that trip. You see head coach Jared Sellers going to his bench early on in this basketball game. Amber Porter, Elise Coffin, and Holland Geisler in.
These ladies have given him some really good minutes over the past couple of games, giving the starters a break to give them some fresh legs and to keep that intense pace up. But we see there a nice finish by Annie Sparks from behind the arc.
Sparks cocked that one and then shot it. She's up to 8 here in the early going. Judson hanging around. Here's McElhaney, drives, kicks. Brewer from the top. Nearly got the friendly roll. Porter was there and got it to go. I love to see that shot there from Alyssa Brewer. She shoots nearly 40% from distance, but you don't oftentimes see her take that shot a lot.
No, she usually likes the drive, and she cuts into the middle with an aggressive take. That's definitely her comfort zone, but she is clutch from the outside as well. I would really like to see her utilize that a little bit more.
Kiki Brooks, her three-pointer misses. Geisler was chasing it down and able to keep it in bounds for the Lady Eagles. Coffin gonna yank one. That one off the right side. Geisler chasing it again. Kept it in bounds, but Judson College will come away with the basketball. 16-15. Judson hanging around behind the play of number 2, Annie Sparks. She's got 8 points here in the early going. They go inside. They work it around. Here's the three-pointer. And it goes down. Shelly Bailey hitting from distance, her second three-pointer of the contest.
This Judson group does have a decent group of ladies that shoot the outside three, so I think it's going to be really important for the Lady Eagles to get out, to not get stuck back in their defense, and to hustle out to stop those shooters for them to keep the victory for tonight.
Shelly Bailey in that game against Faulkner University earlier this week had a couple of three-pointers. I had a chance to watch a little bit of that game in preparation for this one, and a couple of those very closely guarded. You have to keep a hand up or else she will pull that shot. Judson there looking for the backdoor cut, but Geisler was able to cover. Brewer now trying to get the steal, gets it, goes the other way and lays it up off the glass. Alyssa Brewer adds to her steal average as she picks up the steal and goes coast to coast.
Good defense by the Lady Eagles, too. A lot of pick and rolls from Judson College, and just the switches here to make sure that they stay guarded at all times, keeping them outside on the arc. But then again, they've got to make sure they cover it because they are shooting from behind it tonight and knocking those down.
Jess, we see an increased athleticism out of this Judson College team. In years past, we've seen them have a bigger individual inside who they really fed it to. Last year, that was Rihanna Green and Nanette. That last matchup on the road in Marion, she had 23 points. You don't see that size, but you kind of see a similar play style to the Lady Eagles. A lot of guards, a lot of fast play, and a lot of good shooting.
Sure. I think Coach Goodnight has really brought in a lot of that athleticism as a coach to help advance that program. So I think she's done a fantastic job of making this group grow and to develop them as a school as well.
And I think the change that we're describing there, where you're seeing more guards play, is really a larger change in basketball as a whole. You're seeing teams go away from that traditional center type player and move to players more like a Lauren Alvarez in that center role who can rebound the basketball but can also take you off the dribble.
Yeah, it keeps a game more interesting when it's fast-paced like that. And again, like last night we were talking, just controlling the pace and how the game flows. But when a game is moving up and down like that, it's more interesting. You're on the move. More shot opportunities are created when the ball is flying up and down fast like that.
The runner there by Sparks misses. It was interesting. I got a chance to talk to Lauren Alvarez at length prior to this one, and you know, she specifically mentioned Jenna Wolford, and sometimes with Jenna Wolford you'll see her, and it's very normal for younger players after they've missed a couple threes or a couple shots to stop shooting because they kind of get gun shy a little bit. But she was telling me that what this team really encourages players on this squad to do is continue to shoot, and we saw that from McElhaney last night. It took nearly 23-point attempts. But when you shoot 40%, the averages tend to play out over the course of a season, and the more shots you take in a game, the higher likelihood that you're going to make those.
Right. I mean, as the saying goes, you miss all the shots that you don't take. And I know Coach Sellers, too, with good shots like he has, I don't think there's going to be a time where he's telling them not to shoot. Just keep your head up, and eventually the ball's going to fall.
I think it's been interesting. I had a note down here of, over the last 3 games, the Lady Eagles have averaged over 80 shots a game. They shot 94 last Saturday against Toccoa. And I really think the strategy for this team, the more shots that you can get up in a game, with the talent that you have out here, you're going to be very difficult to beat. And the Lady Eagles have gone over those 80 shots 3 games in a row. They hadn't done it since all the way back in February of 2020. That was the last time they had done it, so it's been a long time. But they're putting up a lot of shots over their last couple of games.
I remember as a player, we would have a goal of just getting over 75 shots up a game just to keep the pace moving, to keep them exactly where we wanted to be. And that's why they're having such high score finishes in these games, is because they're meeting that goal. They're getting the ball up the court, and they're getting them finished as well.
Alvarez in transition. Her three-pointer goes down, and she's up to 8. Lauren Alvarez led the pack, made it in transition. And you see that high-octane offense from the Lady Eagles right there as Aiken picks up the block. And that will do it here in the first quarter. Lady Eagles end the first quarter on a little bit of a run, led by Lauren Alvarez. They lead by 3, 21-18 at the end of one. We'll take a breather. (21-18) the score after one as we return here inside the nest. Judson College and Pensacola Christian College going back and forth in that first quarter.
A lot of lead changes there as well, keeping it interesting for us. I'm looking forward to see if the Lady Eagles can pull this spread away with Lauren Alvarez being hot tonight, or if this is going to be a close matchup the rest of the game.
Brooks' jumper off the mark as she comes up limping. Looks like she may have turned an ankle. Alvarez, the quick trigger yet again, and she's feeling it in this one, up to 11. We said she needed 36. We'll see.
She's pushing it right now. Let's see if she can keep it up.
In that conversation I was alluding to earlier with Lauren pregame, the other thing that she mentioned is she's felt like her shot's been a bit flat lately, and that's led to maybe not being as consistent from distance. Tonight you're seeing a little bit more arc on it, and it's making her a little bit more consistent in getting some of those three-pointers to go.
Her shot has been a little flat. It's just right over the rim and drops in. Doesn't have a lot of arc, but we can see she has definitely adjusted to that to where she can knock those down.
Foul called there on Makia Toller, her first of the contest. It'll be the first foul on Judson College here in the second quarter. Baker will inbound the basketball for the Lady Eagles. It's Baker, Alvarez, Geisler's. Alvarez hits another one. Well, sometimes you just throw your hands up. Lauren Alvarez with 14 points here early on 4 made three-pointers.
You could see her face as she was running back for defense. She is definitely feeling it, wearing that big smile on her face. Good steal by Hope Baker, looking to make a layup in transition over to Montse. But Lauren Alvarez grabbing the rebound, swinging it around.
They finally get to Baker, who was looking inside, but it looked like that pass may have been deflected, and it led to a steal. I talked to head coach Jared Sellers. I had many conversations pregame in this one, but he said that he'd love to not have to play Lauren a ton tonight in this game, give her a breather. It's been a lot of games this week, but he may just force her hand if she continues to hit like this. She may say, I'm going for this today.
And as the pace that she set for herself right now, she's set up to attain that record, and that would be really great to see tonight. I know that her family's not here to be able to see that in person, and she probably would like that. But if she has a game like this, I would like to see her continue as well.
I'm sure even though her family is not here in attendance, they are watching. I've really enjoyed getting to know Lauren's parents. They love watching their daughter play basketball. They keep stats at home, and sometimes I'll get texts throughout the broadcast, hey, how many rebounds does Lauren have? How many points does she have? So it's always fun to keep that banter going back and forth. They kick it out. Alvarez wants another one, and she's going to get it. Lauren Alvarez, she can't miss. And we're back here inside the nest. We mentioned pregame that Alvarez needed 36. Jess, if I had told you that she'd had 17 through the first 13 minutes, you would have told me I'm crazy. The Lady Eagles, they led by 3 at the end of the first quarter. Now that lead has ballooned to 12 behind 4 consecutive made three-pointers by Alvarez.
I mean, this pace has just kept them exactly where they wanted to be. And with Lauren feeling it tonight, getting her 4th-3, it's going to be very hard for this Judson group to keep up with them.
Judson had gotten hot early. Annie Sparks had an early 8, but hasn't done much since. Here's a long three-pointer there by Kiki Brooks off the mark, and here comes Pensacola Christian College again. Baker gets called for the travel. She must have just picked it up as she was dribbling. You don't normally see people travel on that type of a play.
Not in a transition setting like that. Maybe she just took a step right there before her dribble went down.
Maybe a double dribble. Maybe that's the better call. 30-18, 6:56 to go here in the second quarter. Bailey got inside, but that runner misses as Monse Torres came down with the rebound. She's pushing the pace. Brewer from straight away. Rims in and out. And McElhaney got her hands in there. Possession arrow in favor of Pensacola Christian. A great job there by McElhaney. Not able to pick up the rebound, Jess, but able to get her hands on it and create another offensive possession.
Looks like we're going to see Jenna Wolford come back in. I'm looking forward to seeing her get some more minutes, and she has set a really good pace to be able to help, I think, especially with Leah not being able to play with us right now and pushing the ball up the court. She's really helping the Lady Eagles keep that pace up.
Baker takes the three-pointer. Scramble for it inside, and Wolford came down with the offensive rebound. Brewer takes another one. Alvarez tips it out. She wants a three-pointer. One of the few misses from Alvarez in this game, but the Lady Eagles hustling to get it back, but it will go out of bounds off of Alyssa Brewer. Jess, another thing with this Lady Eagles team, man, do they love to hunt the offensive rebounds.
And also along with that as well, just the hustle to get on the floor and to get the loose ball. I was talking with Coach Sellers after their game, and the last play, I believe when we were playing Toccoa Falls, where there were 2 or 3 on the court at a time, he was saying that could possibly be the play of the year for him. The hustle and the drive, seeing the finish off of that. And this Lady Eagles is very scrappy, playing together as a team.
We see Amber Porter on the court, and I think that was probably one of my favorite plays from last Saturday. There was a play where she just full-out dove here at center court, somehow got back up and got the layup. But I think this Lady Eagles basketball team maybe perhaps feels like they have some unfinished business. They've gotten to that national title game a couple years ago, a game that you played in, and ultimately lost last year, kind of having the season cut short. And this year perhaps playing with a little chip on their shoulder, hoping to get back to that championship game.
Right. I feel like this group could have done very well in the national tournament. And it was sad for them, too, to be cut short due to the COVID-19 restrictions. But hopefully this season we'll see them be able to continue to advance on. There is sitting at number 3 right now. Maybe see them even get a higher seed. And if they can beat that Arlington Baptist team we've been talking about a lot, that holds the national title for, I believe, 6 years now in a row.
I think what's been incredible for those of us who've been around this program for a while is the ability for head coach Jared Sellers to reload. I think of the year that you graduated, Jess. I believe there was 8 seniors, and those are some of the names that we all remember. Your name, Joyce Smith. I think of Ashton Wellborn as we see McElhaney get the runner to go right there. So hard names to replace, but that year you bring in other players that now have turned into contributors. This year you see Jenna Wolford, you see Alyssa Brewer, and Jared Sellers doesn't like when I use this word, but he's built kind of a dynasty down here in the South region as he's continued to bring in new players, and you've seen this team every year get even better and better, even though you think they're not going to be as good.
Right. And then talking about the players that were brought in, Sandy McElhaney, Lauren Alvarez coming in when I was going out, they even stepped up at a freshman year and gave us great minutes, and now we see them setting records and achieving goals and leading their team. And it just goes to show what a great job I believe Coach Sellers does with these ladies and helping them to be successful.
Wolford misses one. McElhaney got it back. McElhaney now up to 7. It's almost a footnote, Jess, as you mentioned there. Players like Alvarez and McElhaney were on that team that ultimately made it to the national title game. It was a young Lauren Alvarez who had a big game in that championship and ultimately not able to come away victorious, but I really think that has helped further her career, and she got a lot of good experience that year.
Right, and it would be really cool now to see her go as a leader for them and to get that and snatch that and hopefully bring back a banner for us this year.
Wolford from straight away. The freshman clearly frustrated with herself on that shot. The shots have just not been falling. She had 21 points on Tuesday night against Faulkner, but it's been over the last couple of games. She just hasn't been able to fully get it going. But the one thing she has been doing, you've seen her rebounding the basketball, picking up steals, really still trying to find ways to make a difference. And with a team like this who has so much scoring, you can afford to have an off night every once in a while.
Right, and I think she's doing a great job of finding a way to make something happen when her typical isn't working. And that's what makes a good teammate, a good player, is finding what somebody else is doing and making them look good for it.
19 points for Alvarez, and she will head to the free throw line. A great pass inside, and Alvarez will head to the line. Alvarez has 20. 37-20 in favor of Pensacola Christian. Lauren Alvarez with 20 points in the first 17 minutes of this ball game. Alvarez will get called for the foul. The entry pass right there, and Alvarez got a bit too aggressive. Got her hand in the cookie jar and will get called for the foul.
That's a tough one, though, if you're guarding a post player trying to pick that pass off. It's very easy to get called for the foul there, just in the hustle of the moment.
Brewers' shot deflected, but it will remain Lady Eagles basketball. Jess, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I think Alyssa Brewer in the next couple of years could probably be one of the better point guards that this Lady Eagles team has ever had.
I think that could be true as well. She's very fast. She looks to drive the ball. She's not afraid of contact. And she does a really great job of distributing the ball and looking for Sandy and Lauren and Jenna to score off the arc, but also getting some points in there for herself.
She leads this team with assists this season. She's had 5 games with over 6 assists. And the one thing that's always impressed me with Alyssa Brewer when she's bringing the ball up the court, and sometimes you don't see this as much in the girls' game, the ability for her to keep her eyes up and constantly be surveying the court and looking for players like McElhaney and Alvarez.
Right, she's very skilled with that. She's mature in that, and even though she is just a freshman, I think she plays bigger basketball than we see a lot of our freshmen coming in and doing. She plays more like a sophomore or a junior that's already had some experience at the intercollegiate level.
37-20 as we tick under 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. It's been a hot start for Lauren Alvarez, who's had 20 first half points. She needs 36 to get over 1,000 as she tries to go back-to-back with her teammate and probably one of her best friends, Sandy McElhaney, who did it last night. We see Tamaya Brownlee get it to go right there, and she will head to the free throw line. Second foul called on Alvarez. An assist from the bench for the Lady Eagles. That foul was on Holland Geisler. I got confused by the scoreboard there for a moment. .140 to go as we sit here in the second quarter. Lady Eagles lead by 14. They've ridden a huge start by junior guard Lauren Alvarez. Geisler going to pull one, misses it. McElhaney got it back, and she will head to the free throw line after the foul.
You can see Holland sitting there shaking her head a little bit. I think as she caught the ball right there, she knew she didn't have her feet set and she had thought about it too long. Sandy McElhaney coming to get the board.
Micaiah Toller gets tagged with the personal foul. It is her third of the contest already here in the second quarter. McElhaney, her first free throw goes down. McElhaney gets them both to go. Lady Eagles leading by 16. A hot start. Judson was hanging around at the end of one quarter. It was just a 3-point advantage, but a big second quarter out of the Lady Eagles.
And they're playing with that same intense pace that we were talking about last night as well. It makes teams that are not as fast, it makes a struggle for them. And this Judson team, yes, they are a lot faster, but you can tell they're tired. The Lady Eagles keep pushing them. And I think that's going, if they can keep that pace up going into the second half, they're going to keep spreading this lead further and further.
Nifty pass there by McElhaney as Aiken gets the finish. Lady Eagles firing on all cylinders here today. Just the one thing in this basketball game, sometimes we see the Lady Eagles settle for three-point shots. It seems like they've been able to do both, drive the basketball and shoot the three-point ball today.
Right. Before last night's matchup against Trinity Baptist, I talked with Coach Sellers there about how they were settling for threes, and they were 8 for 43 there against Faulkner the other night, and just settling for the outside shots instead of looking to attack the paint. They've done a fantastic job of finishing, and as long as they're doing that, I believe they're going to keep taking the three.
And that's been something that head coach Jared Sellers has talked about over the last couple of weeks. He felt like early on in the season they were driving the ball a lot better than they are now, but they've slowly started to shoot the three-point ball better. And he said the other day he felt like if they could ever get those two going, that this team could be almost unstoppable on offense.
And tonight they have had both of those going. They've had the finishes under the basket. They've had the finishes from behind the arc. And it shows what a dynamic group these ladies are.
Toller gets the free throw to go, her first points of the basketball game. It's a 41-24 advantage for Pensacola Christian. They find Cawthon on the wing. Her three-pointer is short. Geisler kept it alive, but not able to control it, as Judson College will get one last opportunity here in the second quarter. Baker in that high pressure, deflecting one out of bounds, out of the hands of Coco Brooks. Judson looking for a shot here at the end to perhaps snatch some of the momentum back. Sparks will not get the shot off, and that will do it here in the first half from Pensacola. Jess, a big first half by Lauren Alvarez, and a big reason why the Lady Eagles find themselves leading by 17.
Right, she's had a big night. She showed up, and I believe if Coach continues to let her play in the second half, we're going to see even bigger things from her.
41-24, the score after two quarters here from Pensacola. We'll take a break. We'll be back with a few moments to go in halftime to talk a little bit about what you saw in the first half.
Want to get a head start in college? With Pensacola Christian College's online dual enrollment program, you can do just that. Open to juniors and seniors in Christian schools, dual enrollment students can take up to 6 online courses per year, all counting towards PCC college credit requirements. With 3 different options throughout the school year and summer, and over a dozen courses, choose to lighten your college load and, depending on your major, finish college early. You will be able to fit courses around your schedule, a perfect way to complete many of your general college education courses before you graduate high school and step foot on campus. To learn more about getting a head start on your education today, visit pcci.edu/dual enrollment.
What makes you smile? Time with people you love. Making a difference at your work or ministry. Fun memories and the little things that make your day. Going to graduate school can mean giving up those things, but it doesn't have to. With an online master's degree from Pensacola Christian College, you can reach your goals and still be there for family, work, and ministry. Of course, earning a graduate degree comes with challenges, like money and time. But with online learning, you can get a degree that's made for your schedule and budget. One that only costs a little over $10,000, with a flexible payment option too. And with online learning, you can learn anytime, anywhere, with classes that fit your schedule. Take the next step by choosing one of several master's degree programs: business administration, educational leadership, ministry, Bible exposition, and others. At Pensacola Christian College, you'll get a biblical perspective and insight from caring professionals and ministry leaders. So when you graduate, you won't have just a diploma. You'll have confidence to go further in your ministry or career, and you'll still have those memories that make you smile. It's graduate school built for real life. Graduate school built for you. You only have one life. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to influence your world for Christ? This is a place where you can be empowered to fulfill God's calling and pursue your passion.
Working as a physical therapist, it is a ministry all its own to just build a relationship with the people. I mean, that's my ultimate goal, is I want to help people get better.
I want to go to law school, get into a cybersecurity program. That way I can incorporate both programming and law, protecting companies from cybercrime.
I love being around people, and I love learning about people. I knew that with nursing, it wasn't just about helping people physically, like it was helping them spiritually too. That's what's important in life.
As I began to pray more, God, I have a huge decision to make. Where am I going to go to school? I only have one life. What do you want me to do with it? And he began to show me that what I enjoy doing can be used for his honor and for his glory. God led me to Pensacola Christian College to pursue my passion for finance through a biblical perspective.
I had told my pastor before coming here, I was like, I don't really like school, but I know I need to go for nursing. So I'm gonna go and I'll have to study really hard, and I just didn't really look forward to it. But now, like on my third year, learning is so much fun, and I didn't feel like that freshman year.
I'll look back and I'll be like, man, I remember I used to struggle with that. And then maybe a freshman looks at what I'm doing and they're like, what are you even looking at? I'm like, this is easy stuff.
Incrementally, we're ready to do more, we're ready to face more, and to say, this may not be the easiest thing I've ever done, but it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done.
Last summer, I did an internship in Germany in a genetics lab, and I was able to use the techniques and tools I had learned in the labs here over there, and it made so much more sense because I already knew what I was doing and why I was doing it.
I think teaching is communicating facts, but I think the bottom line for me with teaching is connecting the material so the students not only know it, but appreciate it and also know how to use it.
My teaching isn't about me, it's about where God is taking each individual student down the road.
We have great faculty and they honestly inspire me. Seeing all of these faculty members who have doctorates, you can definitely see what they've learned reflected through what they teach.
They'll constantly tell you, if you need something, come talk to me. I've had teachers other places and they'll say that, but if you go up to them, they don't really want to give you the time or try to respond. And here it's just totally different. You can just have a really good teacher-student relationship.
The faculty are saying it's going to take hard work and dedication to be the best at whatever you're doing for God's glory. That philosophy will always work.
Sometimes they'll ask us, what verse do you think would apply to this? How a verse would relate to a situation.
Biblical worldview is seeing all of my life through what God has shown us in Scripture.
And that's one of the reasons why I chose PCC in the first place, is to have faculty that love God to help me further my spiritual walk with Christ.
If my goal is to be in the will of God, it helps so much to know that my teacher has that same goal.
Everything that I see here is Christ-centered. Their main purpose is, we want you to see more of Jesus Christ. That is what I see in PCC.
Why is PCC here? It's to change lives and make them more like Christ. I hope that I can just have a little part of molding and shaping them like the Lord Jesus Christ.
They want students to come out of PCC and to make an influence and an impact on the world.
I think their goal really is to change the world, and they do it one student at a time.
As president of PCC, I want you to know that we're committed to providing an excellent liberal arts education that's built upon the foundation and truths of God's Word. We won't compromise on biblical principles, and our purpose is to equip you for whatever it is God's called you to do. Make the most of this opportunity in life, and choose the college that best prepares you for that calling. PCC has so much to offer. We're located just minutes from the beautiful sugar white sands and emerald waters of Pensacola Beach. We're known for providing the best education value among accredited Christian colleges. And we have great facilities and activities that'll provide memorable experience to your college life. So as you think to the future and think about choosing a college, don't just choose a college because of its location, near home or by the beach. Don't just choose a Christian college because it's affordable like PCC is. And don't just choose a college because your friends go there and it looks like a fun place to attend. Choose a Christian college because God's called you there. Because that place will empower you to influence the world for Christ in whatever God's called you to do.
Visual art is all around us. It inspires, it educates, it persuades, motivates. At PCC, our students are taught to be effective communicators. Through traditional methods of art and design, our students are given the tools necessary to be successful in their field. All of our classes are taught by a caring faculty that are talented, they're active in their field. One example would be Mr. Brian Jekyll. He's a master illustrator and he's PCC's artist in residence.
The sole purpose behind what we do are the students that the Lord has put under us. We want to build students that have truly godly character with a strong work ethic, who have a clear vision of what they want to say with their art, allow them to graduate and go out into the workplace ready to step into any field of art.
Many of our students come from a background of little to no art training. Our classes start at the very beginning and teach the skills necessary to be successful. So if there's any amount of talent there, we're able to take it and really grow it into something that is beautiful. We start with technique. We start with technical training. After that, we focus on creativity and culminates in focusing on conceptualization. This really sets PCC apart.
The Lord has blessed us with students who, by the end of their junior and senior year, are competing at a level that is not just at the level of your major art schools, but are exceeding those.
They are principled, they are moral in their approach, they are technically skilled, and they're able to communicate. And that's a recipe for success.
And we're back here inside the nest as we get ready for the second half from Pensacola. It was a big first half performance by Lauren Alvarez. She finished with 20, and the Lady Eagles lead by 17 at the break.
A big finish by her. It looked like Noah, when she came back out, she's got a little bandage there on her eye. Talking to Coach, it looks like she took an elbow right to the eye and split it just a little bit. So hopefully that doesn't impair her vision to keep knocking them down.
I joked with the coaching staff that if she was indeed able to get over 1,000, at least the pictures would look great afterwards with that little added Band-Aid on her face. We will see if Lauren Alvarez can keep it going here in the second half, but for Judson College, it was the play of Shelly Bailey. She finishes that first half with 10 points in the contest, helping keep her team around.
Bailey had some clutch shots from the outside, and I think she's going to have to continue to step it up for them to be able to pull back into this game. The pace is kind of getting away from Judson, but looking to see if they can dig their way back into this lead by the Lady Eagles to make this game a little more interesting.
Jess, what do you think gives the Lady Eagles the ability? We've seen a lot of times maybe not coming out as fast or allowing teams to hang with them in that first quarter, but it seems like they shifted into the second gear in the second quarter, and they expand these leads so dramatically in that second quarter.
Right. I mean, just the energy to get started in a game. Sometimes nerves get in the way. Sometimes you're overthinking things, and it takes a few minutes to get into the game that you actually want to play. I think they did a better job tonight of starting strong and finishing all the way through the half. But maybe they're just living off of the high from last night as well, with the win against Trinity Baptist to carry them into tonight against Judson College.
41-24 the score as we are about to get the second half underway. Judson College will have the basketball when we get underway. Starters back on the court for both teams. Looking forward to a good second half here in Pensacola. Judson needs to find some offense in the early going of this quarter if they hope to get back into this contest. Great ball movement here in the opening moments as McElhaney shoots the three. Alvarez got the rebound, but threw it back to the center of the court, and there was no one there from Pensacola Christian to grab it.
This Lady Eagles group does have great lockdown defense. As we can see there, a tip for a jump ball called. Looks like it's going to go Eagles' way. But in years past, their help defense hasn't been as good as it is this year. And I think them sliding off and being in the helps, it's creating a big struggle for teams to get all the way into the paint and to finish.
That's one thing that head coach Jared Sellers, you've really seen him push at practice lately, has been that help defense in hopes that this team can get even better.
And with the last possession coming down on offense as well, the ball movement with this team too. A clutch shot right there by Hope Baker to knock down the three. They're creating those outside shots for those players. When the ball is moving, moving faster, than the defense can shift, they're going to be unstoppable there from behind the arc.
McElhaney was trying to pick up the steal right there. It didn't look like Sparks saw her coming. Fortunate for her, they were able to hang on to it. Lady Eagles lead by 20. It's their high water mark in this basketball game. Brooks was trying to shoot it over Baker, but Baker will get called for the personal. It'll be just the first foul on Hope Baker, and it will put Coco Brooks at the free throw line. Brooks getting the free throw to go and picking up her first point of the game. The junior hails from Pensacola, Florida. She played her high school basketball at Pine Forest High School. She started 13 games last year as a sophomore. She was third on the team in scoring, but has struggled here in the early going to really get it going offensively. Small sample size out of Judson, who just played 4 games this season.
Good passes there by the Lady Eagles to break the press. But a quick turnover there as well, not able to hold on to it.
Double team from the Lady Eagles. Wolford backs off, and the Lady Eagles able to pick up the steal. Here's McElhaney going at Brooks. She took it herself right there, maybe didn't see Brewer just off to her side.
This Lady Eagles group, too, whenever there is a loss of possession on the offensive end, they're so quick to get back on defense. And I just remember from my years of playing, if there was a lack of hustle to get back after a mistake, you're probably going to end up on the bench just for not being there and picking up where you left off. And I love seeing all 5 of these that are on the court at one time working together to hustle after a mistake like that to create another opportunity for themselves.
They sent the double again. Brownlee got around it and able to finish the layup. A great individual play there by the sophomore out of Mississippi. Brewer goes 2-on-1. Wolford cross-court heave. McElhaney got it. The step back 17-footer misses. Back inside, and McElhaney will draw the contact. Yet another offensive rebound, this Lady Eagles basketball team. They average just under 16 of those a game, and Jess, that's a big reason why they're able to get up as many shots as they are in a basketball game.
Right, with that offensive rebound there, they're creating another opportunity for them, but yet taking away one from Judson as well. And Sandy McElhaney will knock down her first free throw to show the reward there for that offensive board.
45-28 in favor of Pensacola Christian. 7:17 to go. We're in the third quarter. If you're just tuning in, man, you missed a great first half by Lauren Alvarez. She had 20 points at the break. She ended that half hitting multiple three-pointers, 4 in a row at one point. She got dinged up a bit at the end of the half as Wolford picks the pocket of Sparks. She goes the distance and finishes the layup. We mentioned Wolford hasn't had a hot shooting start in this one, but making a difference and finding ways to get involved.
She's scrappy, she's fast, and if she can jump those passing lanes continuously like she is, I think we'll see her get a couple more fast break opportunities just like the last one you saw.
McElhaney was looking for a steal of her own right there. Now Brooks, her three-pointer rings out. Misses, chased down and grabbed by McElhaney. Brewer got around her man, tried to feed it back into the middle, but has it taken away. Lady Eagles turning up the defensive pressure, multiple steals in the last couple of possessions.
And they're still continuing to pick up in the front court as well, just getting right on top of Judson, giving them pressure, and so far they haven't been able to handle it the best, and the Eagles have just capitalized on that.
Eagles lead by 20. Baker drives, kicks. McElhaney, 3 from the wing. Jenna looked like she was trying to control that ball and got off the end of her foot. (48-28). As we tick under 6 to go here in the third quarter, the Lady Eagles riding a big second quarter to what is now a 20-point advantage. Pensacola Christian entering this contest 13-3 on the season, 6-1 here at home. Looking to add a 7th home victory and a 14th victory this year. Sparks, who was hot in the first half, gets the layup to go right there, up to 10 in the ball game. Baker draws the contact, throws it up, and she will head to the free throw line.
We've talked a lot today about the pace that they're pushing at and just quick to jump out of bounds, quick to get it in and to run the floor. Somebody is always up the court ready to go, and it creates great opportunities like that one to draw the contact by Hope Baker.
Foul there on Tate, puts Baker at the free throw line. Baker hitting the front iron and getting that one to go. She's up to 7 points in the contest, and the Lady Eagles lead by 19. Clock stopped, 5:42 to go here in the third quarter. Baker getting them both to go. Just after the big first half performance by Alvarez, she hasn't done much on offense here in the second half.
Her eye could definitely have something to do with that, but the hustle is still there from her. She hasn't given up yet. She's still getting there, scrapping for boards.
I think the other important point, it doesn't seem like she's forcing it. She's just letting it come to her. Maybe a little bit of a forced shot right there, but especially in this second half, she's getting her teammates involved.
Right, and she's distributing the ball well, and she had a great show out in the first half, but it would be really nice to see some of these girls coming off the bench to get some numbers in the scorebook as well.
Alvarez had a couple assists to go along with that 20-point first half performance. McElhaney getting the steal. The junior, she averages just under 2 steals a game. We've seen her with 3 just in this quarter. Here's Baker, a high arcing three-pointer just off the mark. Brooks to Sparks in transition. That one off the side of the basket.
Talking with Lauren Alvarez a little bit after the game last night. Again, a 30-point by her. But she was talking about her conversation with Sandy McElhaney, teammate and friend, how she needed somebody else to step out and help her with the boards. Lauren gets in there, she gets the boards, but she does a lot of that for the Lady Eagles, and I think Sandy's done a great job of adding more to that stat for the team to take a little pressure off of Lauren.
It was incredible to look down at the box score last night. We saw the point total for McElhaney as she went over 1,000, but she had 18 rebounds to go along with those 26 points. McElhaney averaging nearly a double-double this season. If she has a couple more big rebounding performances, she'll get over that average of 10 in a game. Baker driving at the Judson defense. Ball deflected out, and it will be Judson basketball. McElhaney, we've seen that rebounding per game average slowly creeping up over the last couple of contests. She now finds herself averaging just under 9 rebounds a game to go along with the 17 points a game that she averages.
And that's a very high average as well, to have 17 on your average. Just shows how much she helps to carry the team in their offensive sets.
The two, Alvarez and McElhaney, who we've mentioned a lot, they average a combined 34.6 points a game this season. That's a lot of offense out of 2 players.
It is, and it's not like Coach Sellers has to rely just on those 2 ladies to get the work done on the offensive sets, but they step up and they take ownership of that and they get it done.
Foul called. It'll be on Aiken. It'll be her second, and Judson will have an opportunity at the free throw line. 52-30 the score here from the Arlen R. Horton Sports Center Arena in Pensacola, Florida. The first free throw going down for Tamoya Brownlee. She's up to 7 points in the game. Sparks and Bailey both with 10 for Judson College. But so far the story has been the Lady Eagles offense. They kick it out to Aiken. She takes Brooks off the dribble. Her runner doesn't go. A foul called now on Aaliyah Maddox. Allie Maddox, excuse me. It'll be Lady Eagles basketball with a sideline inbound play. Alvarez will inbound it. The jumper there by Toller. Off the mark. Alvarez coming down with the rebound.
No, it seems to me like with the Lady Eagles still pushing it up the court, looking to run it into their sets, you can tell the Judson team is trying to settle a little bit more for those outside shots, and probably not what Coach Goodnight is looking for, probably needing them to attack the paint and to finish around the basket. But this Lady Eagles defense is making it very tough for them.
Jess, you mentioned earlier on in this game the help defense, and oftentimes you see these Lady Eagles trying to push an offensive player a certain way into the help from their teammate.
Yes, and they do a really good job of, when they push them that way, that help defensive player just showing a hand, causing the offensive player a lot of times just to back out of their drive. And if they do drive, they're right there one step away to help cut that off.
Alvarez called to set the screen. They give it to Geisler in the corner. Her three-pointer off the mark. You've seen Holland Geisler pull a lot more three-pointers in the last couple of games as she becomes more aggressive.
She is looking to take that shot a little bit more. I don't think she's quite as confident with it as she will be eventually, and she's still growing as a player, but I love that she's stepping it up and giving it a shot, trying to see it fall. We've seen several looks from her where she's diving out of bounds to save the ball. I believe she's had 4 of those tonight, so her hustle is there. She's a great team player for the Lady Eagles.
52-31 in favor of the Eagles of Pensacola Christian. There's a minute 28 remaining here in the third quarter. Some fresh legs back on the court as Montse Torres checks in, as well as McElhaney. Alvarez and Brewer getting a breather with their team leading by 21. Brooks will inbound the basketball over Porter. Kiki and Coco Brooks, we mentioned earlier, both from Pensacola. There's 3 individuals on this Judson College team that played their high school ball here in Pensacola. Kiki and Coco Brooks, who we've just mentioned, and Makia Toller. She played her high school basketball at West Florida Tech, finishing her career with just under 340 points in 3 years for the Jaguars.
Watching this Lady Eagles defense in this set, they've got Judson down to a shot clock at 5.
A second chance opportunity for Toller. It doesn't go.
But as they're shifting through it, just to watch, it looked like about 10 switches there on defense just to get through the screens and to work through it. And that communication for them has helped them a lot throughout this season as well.
McElhaney dishes it off. Porter will get the easy layup. I've referenced a conversation that I had with Lauren Alvarez prior to this game several times, but another thing she mentioned about Sandy McElhaney, just being impressed with her game this season, is her ability to take people off the dribble. We've all gotten used to seeing Sandy McElhaney shoot the three-pointer, but man, when she takes someone off the dribble, she's really hard to guard because of that long wingspan, and she can get that ball so far out there and then just kind of flick it up. It's almost impossible to guard.
And she has a good little Euro step, too, to break through the defense. And I think she also, where she is a scoring threat, just in that last possession, she draws the defense to her so closely, which creates that nice, easy little dump down there like she had to Porter.
And I think that's been the maturation of junior Sandy McElhaney this season. You've really seen her take people off the dribble more, take her game that was fairly, I'm not going to say one-dimensional, but she was known for the three-pointer, and really add another tool to the toolbox. And that's why I think she's had so much success this season.
Right, and the more that she can keep adding to it, the more of a dynamic player she's going to be.
Battle inside, and that will do it here in the third quarter. Lady Eagles continue to lead. They lead 54-32. Jess, we're looking forward to a good fourth quarter here. The Lady Eagles trying to pick up another victory. .32 the score as we come back for the fourth quarter. Jess, I got to check a second there. I was looking at some of the comments that we've gotten on Facebook. One of the comments that I love, Brian Lauer, he's watching this game at home. It's -5 degrees outside, and he's sitting on his couch eating popcorn. And I'll be honest, I think that's about all that's missing in this game, Jess, is a little bit of popcorn for you and me to eat down here.
Hey, I think that would be really enjoyable, but I would not wish to have the -5 temperature. I am completely happy with the 60 degrees that we are enjoying here today.
You grew up in Virginia, so you had to get out of the cold weather quickly.
I did. It is pretty cold still there. I think It's a little hotter, 55 today, but I'm enjoying the sunny state of Florida.
Jess is a beach person. Loves the hot weather.
The mountains are great too, though.
I'm still trying to find that place in the country that has all of that. Beaches and mountains. I don't know if I'll find it, though.
If you do find it, though, let me know. I'm very interested in knowing where it is.
54-32, foul called there on Monse Torres. It'll be her first. And we'll put Brownlee at the free throw line. Her first free throw goes down. She's up to 8 points in the contest. Her career high 12. She has 9 at this point. Wolford, McElhaney, Geisler, Torres, and Porter on the court for the Lady Eagles. Porter's three-pointer from the corner goes down.
Nice shot there by Amber Porter. It looks like we're going to get to see that one again. She had her feet set, and as soon as she let that one go, she knew it was going to fall.
It always feels like the cheers are a little bit louder when Amber Porter gets something to go. She's got quite the fan club up behind us here.
I think most of the crew, her family, comes to each and every game. A big supporter for her, and I love getting to see her enjoy that as well.
Torres picking up the block right there. Lady Eagles with the basketball and a full head of steam. Torres got bumped, but able to get it back to McElhaney. They're going to find McElhaney now. She pulls the three-pointer, and it is short off the front rim. Brownlee now in transition. Has it swatted. 3-on-1 for the Lady Eagles. Geisler got it, threw it up. Missed the initial layup, but they get it back. Here's Torres' jumper in the center. Three or four offensive rebounds on that possession alone.
Looking forward to seeing what that stat is after the game. And just that one possession, 3 or 4. But we're talking that they average about 16 a game for the Lady Eagles. I think that number's a lot higher tonight as well.
57-34 in favor of Pensacola Christian as we tick under 8 minutes to go here in this game. Lady Eagles looking to cap off this week with 2 wins. They had that loss on Tuesday night against Faulkner, picking up the win last night against Trinity Baptist. But Jess, it will be another heavy week of games next week against Crowley's Ridge and Southeastern. A couple more difficult teams, both teams that the Lady Eagles have beaten so far this season, but neither of those contests will be easy.
Right. The Lady Eagles have ran into a lot of good matchups throughout the season, pushing them, making them compete, giving them some competition, and hopefully they'll get to rest up a little bit over the weekend and get ready for Tuesday night's matchup.
Baker coming back into the basketball game along with Cawthon and Brewer. Menser also checking in as well. Alvarez, who had the early 20 points, she's only had 2 points in the second half. Also on the court for the Lady Eagles. Brownlee now gets the runner to go. She's up to 11. I mentioned a moment ago her career high 12. She's having a good basketball game for Judson. Brewer takes Murphy off the dribble and gets the runner to go.
Beautiful move by Alyssa Brewer, and we were talking earlier about how she sees the court so well, how she distributes it, but she just sizes up a situation, finds the best option, and makes it work for her.
A running layup inside by Cassidy Murphy. She gets her first points of the game. Eagles not able to get a bucket on that possession. Toller, swatted by Brewer. Brewer wasn't having any of that easy layup.
It looked to start with like she was coming down a little slow, like she wasn't ready for it as we're watching again, and she took it from right behind her.
Brewer looked like she was on the Lady Eagles volleyball team with that spike.
Maybe she could be a dual athlete.
There we go. We'll give her the kill on that swat. Brownlee going to work yet again. The foul will be on the floor. It will be Judson College basketball. It'll be the third foul on Carissa Aiken. Sakura Tate will come back in as Murphy exits. Tate entering. She just has 2 points in this contest. She's had 5 or more in 3 of 4 games this season for head coach Bridget Goodnight. But so far a bit quiet in this one. As she picks up the bucket right there, up to 4. Brewer drives to the cup and gets it to go. Alyssa Brewer really turning it on in the last couple of minutes.
I like that she is the leader, her and Hope Baker right there in the game, working with some of these younger players. We've got number 15, Mentzer, coming in. Looking to see her grow as a player. I was talking with Coach Sellers about her earlier, trying to find her some more minutes where she can show her game. Been watching her a little bit at practice too, grow over the season.
Sparks to Brownlee, and there's a new career high for the sophomore. She's got 13 points in this game. Inside to Mentzer, great pass by Baker. Mentzer, though, putting herself in a good position right there, and Baker able to find her.
Spacing is so key on the court, especially when you're in your offensive sets. Your wings being spread so that the ball can be passed easily coming from the point guard. And good spacing there in the post, too, to let Hope Baker draw the defense to her for the easy dump down to Mentzer.
Brownlee really feeling it, and she'll take a 3 and get it to go. She's up to 16 now. She entered this contest having scored 12 points in back-to-back contests. She now has a 16 spot in the contest. Baker, the give is to Mentzer. Her jumper a bit hard. Judson playing for pride at this point. The Lady Eagles look like they're well on their way to their 14th victory of the season. Six seconds left on the shot clock as Brooks takes the 3 and hits it. Kiki Brooks, her first bucket of the ball game. Jess, we've seen a lot of fight out of this Judson College team. In this series, the Lady Eagles have won these games by an average of 33 points, but Judson really fighting hard here even late despite being at such a big disadvantage.
Right, this Judson group from several years ago, the Lady Eagles a lot of times would easily pull away from them in the beginning of the game without a fight to really get back into it. But Coach Goodnight has done a really good job of getting a group of girls in that hustle to get after it, to help them to stay in the game. The Lady Eagles have just pulled away a little more than they were hoping for today.
Alvarez with 23 after that made free throw. That one rattles around and goes down. Alvarez up to 24. We'll see Amber Porter check back in. We'll get our score check from the whiteboard behind us. 12 points needed to get to 1,000. An assist from the whiteboard. We may have to pay her to be back out here Tuesday night, Jess.
She does a very good job at her job. She keeps us well informed.
She really seems to know her role. She's good at the whiteboard and she sticks to it.
She's had to erase it plenty of times tonight. That number keeps changing over and over again as she continues to score.
Flexibility, another thing that coaches look for. Here's Baker now, three-pointer off the mark. I'm sure there's a life lesson in there somewhere about the whiteboard. Maybe we could find that by the end of this one. 65-48 the score. 3 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Lady Eagles well on their way to improving to 14-3 on the season. A foul called there by Sparks. It'll be her third. Just 3 team fouls on Judson here in the fourth quarter. So the Lady Eagles will have an inbound play from the baseline. Baker, Brewer, Alvarez, McElhaney, and Porter on the court. Brewer hard to the cup. Gets the layup to go. Alyssa Brewer up to 11 now.
When she puts her head down to drive, Noah, she is hard to stop. And she has picked up her game over the past few matchups, and I love watching her take it to the paint.
Has such a quick first step, and if you're not in a good defensive position, you're already beat before you even realize she's going past you. Toller working on Brewer, gets it to go. Makia Toller now has 3 points. She picked up 3 quick fouls in that first half and really hasn't been able to get it going. Kayla Young will enter for Alvarez. It'll probably be the last you see her in this basketball game, with the Lady Eagles leading by 17. Kristen Menser, who already has a couple of points in this contest, back in as well.
Lauren Alvarez definitely has some well-deserved break minutes, as she's given a lot to the Lady Eagles over the past 2 nights back-to-back.
Young was ready to shoot that shot when she came off the bench, but a bit too strong, maybe a bit too much excitement. 67-50, under 2 minutes to go here in Pensacola. Offensive foul called now on Toller. You saw a little bit of an elbow maybe fly there as Brewer was guarding her closely. Hannah Coop will enter, Jenna Wolford as well. Head coach Jared Sellers always seems to do a good job of this, of getting some players some minutes at the end of games that his team is clearly going to win.
Right, I like the matchup of, a couple of your players that see a lot of minutes with some of these younger players too, to help distribute the ball to them, to help them learn. But as we saw, they are stripped away by number 5, by number 5, Toller. An outside shot there by Coco Brooks. It's a miss. The Lady Eagles push it up the court.
Young was trying to get the runner to go. Coop will get the offensive rebound. The jumper by Young, a bit too strong. Eagles, though, have been able to create a little bit of offense, several offensive opportunities here with this group on the court already.
This group, they're in the practices, they're running the same groups as the starting group, but to see them get the same speed that the starters do, that's what we're going to need to see for these ladies to step it up and get some more minutes in the game. Montse Torres checking in for Alyssa Brewer, giving her a little bit of a break after a great matchup by her tonight.
67-52, we're under a minute to go here in the fourth quarter. Lady Eagles well on their way to securing victory number 14 as they continue to roll here late in the season. Torres, what a move! Montse Torres, the high arcing runner. What a play there by the freshman.
You can tell that one got her bench hype about that one as well. Beautiful move to finish off balance outside the paint.
We've seen flashes of potential, really great talent out of Torres in the moments that she's played since joining the team in January. Another one of those players that head coach Jared Sellers recruited and hopes to see a lot of. (69-52), foul called on the court. The foul goes on Hannah Coop. It'll be her first. And that'll put Toller at the free throw line. She has 3 points, make it 4. 14.5 seconds remaining, the shot clock off. Toller gets them both to go. Lady Eagles with one last offensive opportunity. Torres with the basketball. Menser just going to dribble it out, and that will do it here from Pensacola. 69-54 the score, but it was Lauren Alvarez who finished with 24 points in this contest. We're going to take a moment now to check the whiteboard behind us to see where she sits at, because Tuesday night you're going to want to stick around. You see it right there. Alvarez needing just 12 points. Jess, I'm My money is on the fact that Alvarez will probably finish that Tuesday night.
I think she will. I think it's going to come Tuesday night. If she has a big night like today, she's going to get it.
We're going to take a moment now to look at some highlights from the first half. Jess and I will be back to further break down this contest in just a moment. (69-54) the final here from Pensacola in this one. Jess, Lady Eagles improved to 14-3, and they've really been rolling as of late.
Right, and again, our key player, Lauren Alvarez, over the past 2 games, scoring 22 for tonight, getting her within 12 points of reaching that 1,000-point club that she's been looking for a while.
We'll see if she can do that next week. We will have a couple opportunities, both of them at home against Crowley's Ridge on Tuesday, Southeastern on Friday. Senior night, we'll get to honor Elise Cawthon and Hope Baker, but a good chance, I think, that next week she may be able to do it here at home.
I think she will, and I know Crowley's Ridge gave them a little bit of trouble at the last matchup, so hopefully see them pull away with a win.
Super impressed, though, in this contest with Alyssa Brewer, another player. I think, if I remember right, finishing with 11 points, but did a great job distributing the ball and led. She assisted Lauren Alvarez several times.
Right, a very young player who plays like an older player. I love watching her play and looking forward to seeing what she does for our group.
69-54. The final here from Pensacola is the Lady Eagles improved to 14-3 on the season. I want to thank you for tuning in. For Jess, for myself, we're hoping that you have a great rest of your Saturday, and we'll see you back out here on Tuesday.
It's game time.